Happy Friday, everybody. Happy day after Thanksgiving. Happy Black Friday. Cinephile Mike is here. It is day 76 of Oscar Rewind. And if you've been with me, you know what this is. We've been looking back at all of these past year Oscar nominees and winners. Have you found a new older favorite? Have you discovered something new? I truly hope you have. That's what we've been doing here. We're closing out the season today. We're going out with an action epic. A lot of you know this, so maybe you're just curious to know what I have to say about it. We're here. It's the end. I'm wrapping the season with the number one film of 2018, the first part of an 11-year journey's conclusion, Marvel Studios' Avengers Infinity War. With a screenplay written by Christopher Minkus and Stephen McFeely and directed by Marvel superstar directors Anthony and Joe Russo, the film was, no shocker, a massive box office success when released in April of 2018. Against a reported budget of around $400 million, as of this recording, the film sits with a domestic take of $678,815,482 and an additional international take of $1,373,599,557 for a worldwide take of $2,052,415,039. I think that's going to be the biggest box office I have discussed on Rewind, both last year and this year. Currently, these numbers put the film at the number 7 spot of all time at the box office. It was number 6, but was bounced down one spot already this year by Ninja 2, and maybe bounced again depending on the almost assured success of Avatar: Fire and Ash. Critically, the film sits with an 85% critical rating from 486 reviews and a 92% popcorn meter from over 50,000 audience reviews. Award season-wise, the film ended its journey with one Oscar and BAFTA nomination, both for Best Visual Effects, a category that it would be nominated for across the boards that award season. It was also a 2-time Critics' Choice Award nominee for Best Visual Effects and Best Action Movie. It had an Annie nod for Outstanding Achievement for Character Animation in a Live-Action Production. 3 out of 6 nomination winner by the Visual Effects Society Awards in various categories, and in addition to the various other nods and wins across festivals and critic circles, on the public side, it had some fun. It had 3 out of 10 Teen Choice Awards for Choice Movie Action, Choice Movie Actor Robert Downey Jr., and Choice Movie Actress Action Scarlett Johansson. It had 3 out of 6 People's Choice Awards, with wins being Favorite Female Movie Star for Johansson, Favorite Action Movie, and Favorite Movie. And of the 6 Kids' Choice Awards, it won Favorite Movie. So, why is it here? Well, this month was all about wrapping up the winners of the Oscars and connecting to Brotherhood of the Wolf from earlier this week. It's a connection of some substance. See what I did there? Pierre-Olivier Persin was part of the team who won their first Oscar on their first nod as being part of the makeup team on The Substance. He worked on this film amongst many other film credits, some that go much further back than this, but come on. It's the season finale. I had to go with an epic film, and here's where we are. Persin served as the UK-based special makeup effects artist on Avengers Infinity War, and as we know, for anyone who's seen any of these, there's always a lot to do. So, how do I sum up this one, since it's a culmination of 10 years of content, and I know most of you have seen this? Well, let me try to go into this as spoiler-free as I can. Earth's mightiest heroes are split into 2 factions. Captain America, played by Chris Evans, Black Widow, played by Scarlett Johansson, and Falcon, played by Anthony Mackie, are hiding in Europe, not welcomed in the States after the events of Civil War. They are reunited with Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, played by Elizabeth Olsen, and Vision, played by Paul Bettany, after they are attacked, and our trio save them from Thanos' guards, Ebony Maw, played by Tom Von Lawler, Cull Obsidian, played by Terry Notary, Proxima Midnight, played by Carrie Coon, and Corius Glaive, played by Michael Shaw. Thanos, played by Josh Brolin, has sent them to extract the Mind Stone, one of the Infinity Stones that is embedded in Vision's head. Thanos needs all 6 to power the Infinity Gauntlet, which you can see in the poster, that has the power for him to have world domination. At this point in the film, he already has 2 of them. These were extracted from destroying other worlds, including the spaceship that held the remains of Asgard, which is where Thor, played by Chris Hemsworth, Hulk, played by Mark Ruffalo, and Loki, played by Tom Hiddleston, had already been dealt a deadly blow by Thanos. Additionally, as Thanos' guards are sent to New York City to get the Time Stone from Doctor Strange, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, they come face to face with the Hulk, who has arrived from the Asgardian ship as a warning, and Thanos' guards have to face Spider-Man, played by Tom Holland, and of course, Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. Defeating them a little bit and capturing Strange, Iron Man and Spider-Man follow Thanos' guards to the spaceship, which take them to Thanos' home planet, where, through a series of events, they encounter the Guardians of the Galaxy. Star-Lord, played by Chris Pratt, Gamora, played by Zoe Saldana, Drax, played by Dave Bautista, Rocket, played by Bradley Cooper, and Groot, played by Vin Diesel. They all team up to take on Thanos. Meanwhile, back on Earth, our other heroes end up traveling to Wakanda, where they hope T'Challa, the Black Panther, played by Chadwick Boseman, and his sister Shuri, played by Letitia Wright, can help them extract the stone from Vision and destroy it before Thanos gets it. And in order to do this, it will all end up with one massively big confrontation on Wakanda with everlasting effects on all involved. Okay, so I kind of feel like that was 35% summary and 65% name dropping. Sorry, but I guess I needed to get all that to say that, Thanos is grabbing stones at every turn and the heroes are trying to stop him. I guess I could have kept it really simple. And maybe my summary did a little bit of a disservice because there's so much to get into and so many subplots. And I guess this was both a blessing and a curse for the film. Like I said, it was a culmination of 10 years and 18 films prior to this. At the time, the Russo brothers had tackled 2 previous films, both Captain America, The Winter Soldier, and Captain America, Civil War. But those 2 films were actually the ones where we actually brought teams or multiple people together. So they were the right ones for this job, and they seemed adept at, managing a big ensemble cast, similar to how, and yes, I know, cancel culture, but separating person from act, Joss Whedon did a good job with this in the first Avengers film. Age of Ultron, but that was a little more in the script. But the first one, bringing them together, it worked. So here the Russo brothers were able to do that. And, we knew that they were building towards Endgame. We all knew going in that this was going to be a part 1. There was a lot of threads for them to weave. And in almost 2.5 hours, not including the credits, they do it. We all knew something was being set up. So some people felt a little cheated with the way some of the characters in this were served. But, in my opinion, I thought they did this really well. Now, of them all, not everyone has that full moment to shine. The ones that really did in this, there were 2. One was Zoe Saldana, who as Gamora had probably one of the best storylines and through lines and triggers that led to this film's cliffhanger. And I have to say, Saldana as a performer, she always brings a level of groundedness to the work she does, so it's always impressive to see her. And the other one equally matches her, who I also think has been one of the strongest performers in the MCU, is Elizabeth Olsen. She doesn't have as much to do in this film, but what she has, it really shows why she is the emotional core at the center of the MCU. And I guess I should say Josh Brolin as Thanos has always been a delight for me. Very well cast. Look, the visual effects, stunning. The climactic battle is worth the watch in and of itself when we finally get to Wakanda. It delivers actually some of the best action in all of the films and has... I think it has one of the best one-liners, which allows the Russo brothers to balance action and comedy. But I don't want to say it. But here's the hint. Yeah, she's been there the whole time. Recognizing Pierre-Olivier Persin's work, the makeup is on point. Again, these visuals in these films always look great. They did an excellent job bringing the comic book characters to life. For me, Avengers, Infinity War, it's a strong 5-star film, a great cinematic achievement that set up the even bigger Endgame, which if I could have, I would have given it 6 stars. Both of these films, for me, they're perfection in the scheme of comic book films. And, films in general, when you seek to do these things, There's characters that we get to care about. There's high stakes. There's great performances. And, a 2.5 hour runtime flies. I know some of you out there don't agree, but look, I'm giving credit where credit is due. If you would like to watch or rewatch Infinity War, along with the over 3 dozen MCU films and TV shows, everything Marvel that you could possibly want is streaming on Disney+. All right, that's it, folks. And that is a wrap on Awards Season Review Season 2. Thank you to all of my followers that have been with me since the beginning. Thank you to all of the new followers that we have picked up over the season. Now, I'm going to be taking a small break for the next 2 weeks as I prepare for Awards Season Review Season 4, which will be coming in December with an all-new format. All new content. Gonna be great. To keep up with me, make sure that you follow me, Cinephile Mike, on all social media platforms and on Letterboxd. Please share this video, subscribe to the channel for all the great stuff coming. I can't wait for you all to see Awards Reviews Season 4. But I'm going to sign off for now and remind you, until next time, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.